Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Calm with Carlin, yoga and meditation for your everyday life, and welcome to day 3 of the Yoga for Self-Love Challenge. So our theme today is reflect or reflection, and we're going to be doing more of a yin-style class. So we'll be holding poses for longer periods of time, and this allows for emotions to kind of release in the body. It allows for tension to be just completely let go of, and with that comes reflection. And I want you to focus during class today on letting whatever comes up come up, and we'll be in these postures for longer, like I said. So instead of getting out of it and wanting to just stop, really sit there and reflect with what is coming up without any judgment. Bringing this awareness to our thoughts and to our reactions in this practice gives us a little bit more of a deeper understanding of ourselves. We are going to use one prop today, so grab a blanket. It can be a bolster if you have one, or you can use a blanket instead. So fold your blanket up so it's like a rectangle like mine, and then you're going to take the shorter end of it, and you're going to just roll it up into a little burrito. So it's going to have this tube like and this is going to act as our bolster if you don't have one. So go ahead and grab your blanket. We're going to get started in an easy seat when you're ready. I am sitting up on my bolster, my little burrito blanket here. That's making my hips a little bit more comfortable. The purpose of the prop in a class like this is to make these longer holds a little bit more bearable, a little bit more comfortable and accessible, because sometimes it can be hard to stay in one place for longer than a minute. So starting in this easy seat, closing the eyes, stacking your head over your heart over your pelvis, relaxing the shoulders. Bring your awareness to your breath. Take note of your breath to begin. What your inhales and exhales feel like, how deep or shallow they are, how short or long they are. Notice whatever comes up and just let it pass by. I like to picture myself physically taking a thought and putting it off to the side. It will be there in 20 minutes if it really needs to be. We'll start to bring even more attention to our breath by breathing in for 3 through the nose, holding at the top for 2, and then breathing out through the mouth for 4. It's in for 3, pause for 2, out for 4. Keep going just like that. When the mind starts to wander, just come back to the breath. And start to let your natural breath come back into the body. Maybe wiggle it out a little bit, move through the shoulders and the neck. Any snaps, crackles, pops, whatever that cereal is. Might hear some of that, that's okay. And then when you're ready, open the eyes and we'll come into a Baddha Konasana, a butterfly pose. So remove the bolster if you're sitting on it. Go ahead and bring the soles of the feet to touch. The knees will come out wide and we're gonna kind of fold our bolster up even more to create a little space for our heads to go. So I like to kind of wrap it around my hands. So I'm kind of hugging it and then my forehead rests on the bolster. You can also stack additional pillows if this feels pretty far away. You want the crown of your head or your forehead to be on the bolster. Your chin is tucked, and as you are feeling this stretch in your inner thighs, you're also feeling a release in the upper back and the neck. You can play around with different variations here. Maybe it would feel good to bring the feet closer to the center of the body. Maybe you want to create a wider diamond shape by bringing the feet away from the center of the body. Whatever feels good, whatever allows you to just be here and release. Sometimes in these yin-style practices, the silence can become uncomfortable. But remember that discomfort is where growth happens. And when growth happens, that's when we can tap into that self-love and find a deeper appreciation for ourselves and create a better relationship with ourselves. You'll get to a point in these poses where it might start to feel like a lot. If you're feeling any pain, always come out of the pose. But a little bit of discomfort is okay. Mentally stay with it. Find your breath and use your breath as a tool to get you past that discomfort and stay present in the mind and with the breath. Couple more breaths here. 2 to 4, depending on the length of your inhales and exhales. And whenever this feels complete for you, you're going to slowly tuck the chin to the chest, come up to a seated position, and just take the legs out long to a wide V shape. Maybe shake them out a little bit. I'm gonna just put the bolster right in front of me for now. We'll pick that back up in a second. And we'll find a little twist here. So reach the fingertips up to the sky, take an inhale. And on your exhale, take your right hand behind your back and your left hand to your right outer thigh. As you gently twist, maybe taking your gaze past that right shoulder. Each inhale lengthens the spine, and each exhale helps you to twist a little bit deeper. Take an inhale to come back to center. And on your exhale, twist to the left, left hand behind the back, right hand to the outer left thigh. Maybe your gaze comes past that left shoulder. Inhales, lengthen the spine. Exhales, twist you deeper. And then slowly come back to center. Grabbing onto your bolster, we're going to find a supported side bend, not quite as long for this one for the sake of our left arm, but find a place on your leg to place the bolster. Try and avoid the knee joint. Because I have longer limbs, my bolster goes pretty nicely right below the knee at the top of the shin, but wherever you'll be able to just lean to the side and rest your elbow on the bolster. So we'll start like this, and you can always stay like this if you want to really make this as comfortable as possible. It's a little bit more work, but a little bit more of a stretch as well. If you want to take that left arm up and over the head, and maybe you even just kind of rest it on the head here. Maybe you actively reach, whatever feels better in this moment. As long as you're breathing, you're feeling that left side of the body lengthen. As you start to open up, you might take the bolster further down the leg, finding that space in the body in this side bend. Make sure you've got equal weight in both sides of the body, both sides of the seat. And just another breath or two here. And then when you're ready, slowly release, and we'll take that to the other side. So find a comfortable spot to place your bolster on your left leg, again, avoiding your knee joint. Mine goes right below the knee where the shin is. And then I take my left elbow to hand on my left ear. Lefts and rights hard. And then inhale, reach the right fingertips up if you'd like. Maybe you just let the right elbow kind of rest on the head. You're still going to feel that side body stretch in the right side, that lengthening. Whenever we're targeting a certain part of the body, like right now, the right side body, you can send your breath to that area of the body. Just visualize your breath as a color moving towards that space, and visualizing that breath, that color, creating physical space in the body, and see if that visualization can help you get a little bit deeper in the stretch, whether that's deeper physically or mentally. Just another breath or two here. And when you're ready, slowly release, come back up to seated, and feel that length in both sides of the body. And then we'll transfer our weight onto our backs for a half hero's pose. So in about the middle of the mat, you'll place your bolster. This is going to be your support. You might need to wiggle around a little bit. We'll start on the left side. So the left knee will be bent, and the knee is going to be kind of where the start of the bolster is, maybe even a little bit shorter actually, because you want your seat to come, your foot is what I meant. Your foot will be at the start of the bolster. You want your seat to kind of come right up to the bolster, depending how long it is. Shin is on the ground, top of the left foot is on the ground, and the right foot is on the ground. So the right knee is pointing up, the left knee is pointing forward. This might feel intense already, and you might want to stay upright. To find a little bit of a back bend here, we'll first come down to our forearms. You'll feel that support of the bolster underneath your low back. And if this feels good, you're going to take it one step further and come all the way down to your back. Your head will probably hang off of the bolster, finding an opening in the front body here, and also a really nice stretch in the top of the left leg. This is another one that can get pretty intense. Breathe through that discomfort. Stay present in this moment. Bring your awareness to your breath. Use this as a time for reflection. Take your last breath or two here. And when you're ready, we'll carefully come out of this the same way that we came into it. So you'll start by coming up to the forearms, really gently lifting the head, neck, and shoulders, tucking chin to chest. And then from your forearms, you'll come up to your hands. And then just walk your hands around the side of the body and switch out the legs. Left leg might be feeling a little funky. You might want to shake it out a little bit. And then this time, same setup but the other side. So that right foot will come right at the start of the bolster. Your seat will come right at the start of the bolster as well. So it's pressing up against the bolster. Right shin is down. Top of the right foot is down. Left foot is planted down. Right knee faces forward. Left knee faces up. Start here. I know this side always feels a little bit funkier for me. And then come down to your forearms. And only if that feels okay, you'll make your way all the way onto your back, letting the head hang over the bolster. That right knee might lift a little bit, but you want to actively be pressing the right knee down. That's going to keep this stretch in the top of the right leg. Also feeling an opening in the lower back, in the front body as well. Same as the other side, just stay present here. When thoughts come up, or temptations to move or get out of this, just acknowledge them with patience and then bring your attention back to your breath. Take your last breath or two on this side. And then when you're ready, come out of this the same way you came into it, pressing into the forearms, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders to start, coming up to the forearms, and then slowly walking up to the hands. And maybe you come onto that left knee, extend the right leg, and just shake it out a little bit. And from here, we're going to find one more pose before we get into our Shavasana. We're going to go ahead and unwrap our little burrito here, just so it's a little bit longer and creates a little bit more cushion on our mats for a frog pose. So this one's pretty intense and will be here for about a minute, but you're gonna bring both of your knees to 90 degrees, kind of on the edges of the blanket or the mat here. The toes will be facing in opposite directions, and the insides of the feet will be facing down. From here, you'll walk your forearms down and send your hips back towards your heels. Really, really intense opening in the inner thighs here. Go ahead and stack your fists on top of each other and create a little space for your forehead to rest. Relax any areas of the body where you feel tension. So sometimes when we have this deep opening in the lower body, like we feel now, sometimes we start to really hike our shoulders up to our ears, so relax them down. Sometimes we start to clench the jaw. Just let everything be soft as you enjoy and embrace this last opening of class. This is a lot on the hips, and in day 4, we'll really explore opening the hips. Opening the hips can cause a lot of stuck tension and emotions to come up. So remember to reflect on that as an outside observer without any judgment or labeling. Just notice what comes up and let it pass by for now. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Last couple breaths here. When you feel ready to come out, maybe that was a minute ago when we first started, slowly come onto the forearms and then onto the hands. And then you'll slowly walk the knees and the feet together. Go ahead and take your blanket, fold it back in half if you don't have a bolster. We're gonna roll it back up into that burrito for a supported Shavasana. So for our Shavasana today, for this last minute or two of class, the bolster or the rolled up blanket will come underneath the knees. You'll come to lie on your back, legs and arms out long. It always feels nice to just lie down and get long after an intense opening like a frog pose. So we've held this focus of reflection all throughout class, but now I want you to let go of anything, even let go of reflection. Just be here. There's nothing to do, there's nowhere to be. Let your breath be natural. There's nothing to focus on. Just rest. Start to invite deeper breaths back into the body. If it would serve you to stay here longer, you can pause the video and stay as long as you'd like. When you're ready to come out of this, you'll hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a nice, gentle squeeze, and then slowly roll onto your left or your right side, finding the fetal position and transferring your weight up into a comfortable seat. And from here, bringing your hands to your thighs, taking one more communal breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Open the eyes when you're ready. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I will see you back here tomorrow for day 4. Namaste.